Hi, Lisa. How are you doing today?
Hi Mark, I'm doing well. How are you?
I'm doing well. Any fun plans for this weekend?
Um, yes, I think there's an event tomorrow on campus, so yeah, I'll be attending with a friend.
Oh,
Yeah,
nice, nice. That's exciting.
yeah.
So I know last time we were talking about your roommate. Not the best situation going on, but we were talking about having some conversations, some tough conversations. So how did that go?
I think on my part, I'll say it was okay, but not to my expectation. The reaction that I got wasn't something I was ready for, so it didn't really go well for me. So.
Oh, I'm sorry to hear that. And you talked about your expectation. So what was your expectation going into that conversation?
Um, I was expecting her to be more receptive, but she wasn't. I think she was like, like her usual self, not interested in whatever that I had to say. I tried to start a conversation with her, but how she reacted, like, I'm listening, but I'm not hearing you.
Oh, so
So,
it felt like she wasn't even paying attention. Like she was just there to
yeah,
check off a box, say we had a
yes,
conversation.
yes.
So how did that make you feel? I'm sure that makes you feel frustrated. I know me when I feel like people aren't listening to me and I'm trying to have a serious conversation, I get frustrated and I don't want to really interact with them.
Yeah, it wasn't just frustrating, it was annoying. I was annoyed. I'm like,
Yeah,
are you for real? Someone is
yeah.
here talking to you. Can you just pay attention? That part where you're talking to someone, the person is just doing whatever they are. Yeah,
Mm-hmm.
go on, you can talk. So I didn't really get the attention. I didn't get that listening ear. So it
Mm-hmm.
was kind of really annoying for me. And, I regretted starting the
Okay.
conversation. So, yeah.
You regret starting the conversation. So if you had to, so let's compare a little bit. So
Okay.
let's start with last week. When you came in last week, on a scale of 0 to 10, where would you say the relationship was at? So, 0 being no relationship at all, like I don't even want to look at you, get away from me. 10 being, oh my goodness, we're best friends, like this is the best roommate I've ever had in my life. I love my living situation. So, last week, where would you say that situation was?
I think last week will be at 3.
3?
Yeah,
Okay.
3.
Okay. So, what made it a 3 and not like a 0? Because I know in our last session you talked about it, like you guys don't really have a relationship, you don't
Yeah.
really talk much at all. So if it's not a 0, then why is it a 3? So like what about it made it a 3?
Mm, I think a 3 because though we don't have any personal connection or relationship, I mean, I'm giving it a 3 because we are living under the same roof.
Mm-hmm.
Maybe occasionally we get to say hi, maybe not talk lengthy,
Mm-hmm.
but get to say hi, get to see each other. You know, I think that's something for me.
So it's like general courtesy. That's why it
Yeah,
was a 3. Awesome.
generally.
And then now after the conversation, and you said it didn't go well, you were annoyed, you were frustrated. 0 to 10, same, 0 being the worst, 10 being the best. Where would you put that number?
I think it's 3, still a
3
3.
still?
Yeah.
So it didn't go down, which is, I think, that's a positive after a conversation where you feel like she blew you off.
Yeah.
So that's I guess, yeah, I would say that's a positive that it didn't sour the relationship. It's
Yeah.
just like, it's really trying you, right?
Yes. Yes.
Gotcha. That's good. So, all right, how do we get it from a 3 to a 5? So, 5 being in the middle, that's kind of just like we don't hate each other, but we're not the best of friends. It's like it's cool. Some days are good, some days are not as good. So, how do we get it from a 3 to a 5?
I think I would have to do more. I would have to press on with the
Mm-hmm.
conversation, keep my cool,
Even when she's not.
even when she's not. I think people, um, with time, she will just, like, she'll see what I'm doing. Like maybe she has a perception of me that I don't know.
Mm-hmm.
So maybe just keeping up, talking to her, and yeah, I think that would
So
push us.
continuing communication
Yeah,
and
communication.
conversations and stuff like that. So in this next conversations or in these future conversations you plan to have, how do you, I guess, appeal to her so that she is engaged in the conversation? She is trying to listen to what you're saying, so that she can understand where you're coming from and how the things she's doing makes you feel.
Yeah, I think I would have to check how I approach her
Mhm.
and how I ask questions, how I engage in a conversation. Maybe the tone, how I draft my questions, because I think maybe it was the way I asked, maybe it was the way I approached. So I want to change the strategy now. I think that would be helpful.
Awesome, awesome. And then what are some things that she could do to help the relationship get from a 3 to a 5 besides being engaged in your conversation?
Yeah, I think she should be ready and willing to listen
Mm-hmm.
and to open up. Like if she's not ready, I don't think it could, because I am ready to give it a try.
Mm-hmm.
I'm ready to open up. I am ready to let things go and work things out. And I think getting similar reaction or a change of mindset from her side will be a stepping stone for
Okay.
both of us. So,
Awesome. And then so obviously we're trying to get from a 3 to a 5, but I kind of want to talk about that 10 being like the perfect scenario. So if you went home, went to sleep, woke up tomorrow, Saturday, before the event you're planning on going,
okay.
and it was like a perfect world, your dream scenario, what would that look like?
Huh. I think smiling at each other. The part where maybe I walk out of my room, I come out and I say like, "Hi, Cassie.
Mm-hmm.
How's your night? Do you have anything planned out for today? Do you have anything going on? What's up?" And maybe she'll be like, "Hi, Louisa. I just cooked. Do you care for something?" That kind of will be very something that I would like to look at to begin the relationship, and also like to see the kitchen clean after she had cooked, to see that she has put things in their rightful place, and be like, "Hey, Louisa, feel free to take anything of mine," or like, "I have this,
that's
just,
so nice,
you know." I mean, I think that's what genuine friendship, should be ready to share. So.
And then what are some specific like changes, whether that be attitude, the physical, or picking up after yourselves and things like that, but what are some specific changes that you could recognize that would mean like, okay, the relationship's better, this is kind of what more of the relationship that I'm looking for?
I think initiating a convo, either from my side or from hers, because it's difficult for both of us to talk, like, with each of us feeling bossy and like that girlish attitude. It's
So if you guys are just able to communicate
Yes,
naturally without
naturally.
any
tension.
tension. Okay.
So-
That's good though. That's
Yeah.
a healthy form of communication,
Yeah.
and that's always good. And so we talked about like the living situation, her obviously not paying attention to your feelings, different things like that. So as far as her being your friend,
Okay.
what are some ways you think that relationship can better, like beyond the roommate side? So just how can she be a friend to you, or how can you be a friend to her, and how can that friendship develop, do you think?
I think let's think spending time together. If there is any outing or games or events, being able to invite each other, maybe maybe the day that I'll be able to say, hey, there's this event on campus, and I don't have anything planned out for the day, and I would like to go. Are you down? That kind of convo.
Just being inviting and
Yeah.
so open. So I'm not sure if you know this, but every week we get in our emails the TCU Weekly. It's kind of like a what to do at TCU, and it has like all the different events, whether that be games, activities, movie nights. It's a lot of really cool stuff. We've had about 3 or 4 concerts already here, so I definitely want to point your attention to that if you weren't not aware of that. So if you ever find an event, a concert, like I said, some game nights and things like that. So those are all, that's a resource you could use if you can't really think of a hangout, or just mention that to your friend, like, hey, I'm going to the game night over here at the Intercultural Center, or there's a concert at the stadium, like, do you want to come with me, and stuff like that. So I think that could be a helpful resource to better that, at least the friendship side, and then hopefully that can build into a better roommate relationship. So what do you think about that?
I think that's great. I've been seeing the emails, but I don't really check it. So I think it will be a go-to place.
Definitely. I would definitely check that out. There's a lot of cool.
Okay.
And then, so you talked about initiating conversation. Do you feel like you have to be the one to initiate the conversation? Otherwise, it's not going to be had?
I think, I think yes, I would have to put in the work. Sometimes you lead by example. The change you want to see, you start it yourself. So if I'm dreaming of having a better relationship with her, I might have to start.
Gotcha. That's awesome. Yeah. And then, so how do you initiate conversations about wanting to? How do you initiate conversations about wanting to be better friends or wanting to be better roommates together and spend time outside of your living space? How do you think you can go about that?
I think I have to go beyond conversations because I believe that actions also speak a lot. So I have to be what I say should match how I act or behave. My total expression, facial expression, maybe when she sees me, I'm always frowned, and she doesn't seem that approachable enough. Maybe I have to smile more often going forward. I have to be more open, like receiving, that kind of warmth, creating that warmth around the house, so that she feels like, no, maybe I'm not always tensed, or I'm not always acting weird or something like that. I think that would be
help you guys definitely be able to understand each other more. That can definitely help the relationship. So we're going to continue with those conversations. We're going to try to initiate some conversations even when it's tough and she's not really into the conversation or paying attention. So I know that can be frustrating, but I think if you really stick with it, she'll see from your side that you're trying to put in effort, that you care about the relationship. I want to be more than just people that share a living space. And so I'm excited to see how that's going to work out. I hope you guys are able to attend some events. I know we got a lot of great events coming up, so that'll be awesome. And I'm excited to hear about what happens, or how these next steps progress in our next session.
In our next session, I'm hoping to share positive news.
Awesome.
Progress.
That's always great. We love progress.
Yes.
So thank you for coming again.
All right. Thank you.